Geek Life presents.
What's up, and welcome to the Year in Geeks. It's your boy Kool-Aid. This is the homie Rich.
What's up?
And we're going to hit you with the 2020's top trending comic books. But first,
guys, continue to like, comment, and subscribe. We're still working on the giveaway. We want to see you get it.
the number keeps going up. It's been a hot year.
It has been. It has been.
How do you feel about it?
It's been a fun time, my friend.
Yo, we've been doing this. We're going to kill it. We're going to
Absolutely.
blow up. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be in a Spider-Man movie.
Yes, we are. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, we're about to share with you our top 10 picks of the 2020 year that sold the most.
See, not really sold the most. These were the ones that were all constantly on the list. You know what I'm saying? So it's very fair. Who was on the list? How many times were you on the list? Who was talked about? You know what I'm saying? What did we like? What did you like?
And then we're also going to throw a little honorable mention for you guys.
Because there were some hot books this year.
Definitely.
Even with the Corona world, I was surprised how many we got.
Yeah, absolutely. This was an interesting year for collecting, to say the least.
Very interesting year. Mm-hmm. So let's hit that list. So, number 10 on the list is X-Men number 12. This was the beginning of the X of Swords storyline, with the first appearance of Genesis, the wife of Apocalypse, and Iska the Unbeaten, the guy who rode up against Wolverine.
Now, this book started selling out immediately.
Immediately.
I mean, I don't think if you were there in the first 15 minutes, you could have got this.
You could have got this book. And then it was steady selling. You know what I'm saying? Going to geeklifecomics.com, wink wink, and I couldn't keep it on the site.
Yeah.
It was steady going, and I'm selling it to Canada, Europe. Like the X of Swords, X-Men with this new run is exciting. They're doing new and different things that first I was worried about, but I'm really getting behind it.
And the interesting thing about this book, its popularity came out of nowhere.
We knew
it was hot, and we didn't really know why it was hot at first.
We knew there was a new character, but we didn't really catch the steam, and it just blew up, and people got behind the X of Swords. But I think it also helped with the X-Men and the mutants going into the MCU.
Yeah, definitely. So those are all the different reasons why we added this book to our list, number 10. Number 9 on our list today is Venom number 26. This is the first full appearance of the virus.
We could have done so many Venom books.
Yeah, absolutely. Venom was on fire this entire year.
Yo, it was crazy. The writing, the drawing. I think they had like 20 million variants.
Yeah, absolutely. Every issue had I don't know how many variants, and it seemed like they were all popular.
Very. Saying Shannon Mayer did some column. Creighton Crane did a bunch of them. It was like just blowing up. I'm saying it was a really good year.
Yeah.
And so I'm saying that's all I really can say. I don't know what else to say about it.
Well, another thing that a lot of these books have in common, a big theme in 2020 in the collecting world, was the first appearance of new characters.
All the time.
All the time. Every week, someone new was coming out, and everybody wanted to go out and get them.
And it's all heading to the Knull. And so King of Black is going on right now, and they're doing amazing things. Deaths, I don't want to spoil it, of major characters. If you haven't picked it up, pick it up. Okay. All right, number 8 on the list, we're going back to Venom. Venom number 25, the cameo appearance of Virus and the Codex.
Right. Donny Cates has been killing it in this storyline. This is the reason why it came back on our list right away.
Right away. And in that Shannon Mayer variant, it was beautiful. It was a cover of Venom. I'm going to throw it up right here. It just was beautiful. And it was just selling off the rack. You couldn't go nowhere and hold a Venom book.
I had to add Venom to my pull list because the way I was casually collecting, I was going to miss everything.
When Island of Venom came around, I wasn't very excited. But when all of a sudden, Donny Cates started hitting us with these left and right blows of characters and leading up to Knull, and we didn't know what's going on. It just got really exciting really fast.
It did.
So this is why this had to go on number 8.
Alright guys, number 7 is Dark Knight's Death Metal, The Legends of the Dark Knight.
Number 1.
Number 1. This is the first appearance of the Robin King.
Man, and you did not like the Robin King.
I do not like him at all. I actually read the first issue, wasn't impressed, but to each his own.
But it's like Bruce Wayne becomes the Robin King and it's like a mad killer. What's not like about that?
Because he's not Batman. Why is he Robin?
Who knows?
The Robin King. Get out of here.
But he's the king of the Robins.
And tell me why a lot of these characters look like they worked at medieval times.
Okay, I can get behind that. But I was with the saying death metal. The whole was the saying it gave a different feel to the DCU. I thought DC killed it with the whole series this year.
Now, despite my feelings towards this book, this obviously was a book that was on fire. Everybody wanted to go out and get it when it first came out.
Especially that variant.
Yeah, definitely.
That variant is saying flew off the shelves, and it was going for $200 raw in the secondary market.
Yeah, that's why we had to add it to the top 10 list this year.
Do you think it belongs on the list? Let us know. Alright, number 6 on the list is The Last Ronin #1. This one could have been higher, but they kept delaying it. But when it hit, it was on fire. And my favorite variant is that New York Comic Con variant.
Now, the reason why this book wasn't higher on our list really is because this was a hot year for books. There was so much hotness out there. And The Last Ronin is a book that I can get behind. I actually read it and I loved it.
But then also what put it low on the list is they shorted everybody, so everybody did one. So they had to immediately come out with the second print.
Yep.
So it kind of saying so the second prints are going for a lower price.
Right.
And like I think with the constant delays, it kind of cooled down the heat on this.
It kind of did, even though when it first dropped, you couldn't catch it on the shelves.
And then when they finally learned who the last Ronin, I won't do any spoilers, but it's one of my favorite characters. It just blew everybody's mind.
Definitely. It's a good read. Pick it up.
Pick it up 1 and 2.
Yeah. Alright. Number 5 on our list is Outlawed #1, but especially the 1 in 50 variant.
The Anna Rudd, people are going crazy over this. $760 for a 9.8.
Now, do you think that the reason this book was so hot was because when they dropped it, there was still a lot of lockdowns going on?
It's a lockdown, and also MCU was shifting to these younger characters. So you got Riri, you got Miles, you got Miss Marvel. There's a lot of characters. So this kind of could be the next Avengers on the screen.
Now, the Corona world made this book difficult to get.
It was hard to get, especially this 1 in 50. If you got your hand on a 1 in 50, you were doing something special. Because people couldn't find it, and then when they could find it, it was astronomical.
A 9.8 sold for $760.
Currently, these are current market values. So of course, this had to hit the list. Number 4 on the list is another coronavirus mystery hit, Strange Academy #1. To me, this is the 2020 version of Giant Size X-Men.
Now, this book came out right in the beginning of the whole corona pandemic.
And like I had a bunch of them.
Yes, definitely. And it was such a surprise hit. I was lucky enough to jump into it right from the beginning. My local comic shop, thankfully, was still open when this came out. I grabbed a couple, not thinking much of it, and then boom, it caught heat.
I had bought like 5 different covers, and I happened just to give away one that's worth like $300 now.
Yep.
Because nothing was being talked about. Then all of a sudden, August hit, and everybody wanted Strange Academy.
Everybody wanted this book. And not for nothing, I haven't read it yet, but the covers are dope.
It's like Harry Potter meets Marvel, and I love it. Doctor Strange is running this whole school for magic, and the characters are exciting, the stories are exciting, they're young, it's fresh. I can see this becoming a movie.
Definitely. This is a must-have for 2020.
If you didn't pick this up, you need to find it.
Alright guys, for our number 3, we decided to hit you with a 2-punch combo. This is Hellerism #3 and Batman #89. The first cameo appearance of Punchline and the first full appearance of Punchline. This book was immediately fire on the shelves.
With Punchline coming out, it was just incredible. They hyped it before the virus.
They did.
You know what I'm saying? And then they brought it out after the virus. And it was the summer of Punchline.
I have to agree with you. It was. Despite people not being whatever about the character, some people liked it, some people loved it, but in the collecting world, people needed to have these books.
They had to. And then DC was hitting us after the summer with new character after new character.
Right.
And nobody got heat like Punchline.
Like Punchline. They were dropping new characters almost on a monthly basis, right? And for some reason, Punchline was the best one for everybody.
Right, because Superman had a new villain. Wonder Woman had a new villain. Batman had like 5 new villains.
He did.
But Punchline was the winner. And at first, I wasn't with her. I'm saying I thought she was going to be a Harley Quinn copycat.
I thought so too.
But when I learned that backstory, college educated, the way she runs with poison and stabs up Harley, I think I'm saying Punchline's here to stay.
I agree. I want to see what this character does further down the road.
I can say, I'm saying her first solo series, One Shot came out. I want to see her in her own solo series and see how it goes. Or does she go anti-villain? Anti-hero, that's what I meant. Number 2 on the list is my man's Rich favorite book. Have you got your hands on it yet?
Oh, my white whale.
Thor, number 5.
Number 5.
I'm saying the first appearance of the Black Winter.
This was before I had a pull list. I should have had it when Thor first came out. I thought, I casually go a couple times a month to the local comic shop, pick up whatever's on the shelves. But this one was gone.
This in its hype was going for $300 to $400 raw.
This book just went up in value so quickly. You could have bought it the day of and flipped it the day of.
The first print, the second print, the third print, the fourth print, they're all still selling regularly to this day on the secondary market.
Now, I don't know if this book is going to have a long-lasting value impact on the collecting world, but for 2020, it had to be our number 2.
With rumors that Black Winter's here to stay, I can see this one that we, for the long term, being one key that people have to have. All right, before we hit number 1, we're going to do some honorable mentions. Something is Killing the Children, the whole series.
The whole series. This came out in 2019, but its popularity has been growing like crazy in 2020.
I love the variant covers.
I absolutely love the variant covers. I don't know if you've seen, I don't remember which issue number, but there's a variant cover that they did kind of like a crossover with the Department of Truth. Man.
It's beautiful. The story, I'm saying, the young lady who can just see the monsters and like the death of the kids, that was some sick stuff. I ain't want to spoil it, but I was into it.
If you've been sleeping on this title, go get it. Not because of the value, not because it's, popular. The story is amazing.
Amazing. Then we also went for God of Thunder number 2. This is the first appearance of the thing Gore the God Butcher.
This book definitely been selling like hotcakes in this year. The release of the announcement that Christian Bale was going to play the character definitely made this book pick up heat.
And I said it last week. If you did, you should have picked this one up early, because now this one's going to blow up. Christian Bale's a great actor, and if he does a good job with this character, I can see it blowing up real fast.
Right. Now, when we were talking about Outlawed and we were talking about all the new young characters, of course we had to throw Riri into the mix.
Invincible Iron Man number 9.
Her first appearance. This book in 2020 caught heat again, because this was a book that kind of started off kind of slow burn, and then it's been dipping and diving, but right now it's on the rise.
It's on fire. And I'm saying, I got a couple copies with different variants, and it just was a polarizing character. But you cannot sleep on Riri. She's going to be up there with Miles and Ms. Marvel very soon.
She will be.
Then you got to go, Star Wars has been hot.
Star Wars you can argue that it's been the year of Star Wars.
You really could with Baby Yoda. I don't care what you say the name is.
Baby Yoda.
With Star Wars, the Clone Wars number 1. Ooh, the first appearance of Ahsoka. That one is so crazy. And
that one blew my mind with how incredibly fast the value went up on that book.
It was a bar. It was a dumpster diver. You could have went to Dollar Bin and picked up this book.
Yep.
And now it's almost an impossible key. So when saying Rosario Dawson killing it in Mandalorian, I'm saying we had to give it a shout out.
Definitely.
And so what I'm saying, and last one is Static Shock number 1. Everybody loves Static. And with the new, I'm saying you gotta love Static from the cartoons, from the cartoons to the action figures to the comic book. And with the new, I'm saying with them coming out re-releasing, this is the one that every time we turn around we had to talk about real quick.
Another theme that could be attributed to 2020 was the using of older characters that were unappreciated. And it's nice that in this year they finally started getting love that they deserved. And that's why we had to throw Static Shock into our honorable.
You had to. And these are the honorable mentions.
The number 1 book, in our opinion, for 2020.
It was The King.
Miles Morales.
Ultimate Fallout number 4.
His first appearance.
Ooh, how many times was that on the list?
that was one book that since you and I started doing this, we've been talking about him the whole year.
I swear it was like 2-3 months. It was number one.
Number one for 2-3 months, and then it like would fall off and then come back somewhere in the list.
Or he'd come out in another fashion.
And then, have you played the game?
Have it, but I haven't downloaded it yet, but I'm ready to play it.
Man, this was the year of Miles Morales. We thought, you know, it was going to be between Miles Morales and Knull, but I'm sorry, Miles Morales is the champ.
Knull is saying it's hot, and I dig Knull. This King of Black storyline is dope, but Miles,
you can't argue that he didn't run 2020.
The King. I'm saying that's who the King of 2020 is. So that's the show for 2020. That's the year in review. How did you feel it went?
It was fun. I loved it. I love being a collector king. I can't wait to go to the comic book shop.
I'm hoping conventions come back in 2021.
I miss them.
Me too. Then when you run into the collector kings, you know what I'm saying, just hide your wives. Because, you know, we're quite handsome and debonair. No, we're some geeks, and, you know, we do for whatever. We just ready to get out here and just 2021, we're going to take over the world.
Yep.
So I hope you join us. It's your boy Kool-Aid. This is the homie Rich. Happy New Year's.
Be good, everyone.
Peace.
MGB on the beats.